person group, they're not living in under a rock. You know, it's not like they aren't having some inputs as well that might be attributing their success. And that's not to say that Engadine isn't very successful without computers. It's always scary when you pick your comparison group, because the minute you do, you've got a little bit of that Hawthorne effect coming in there saying, ha, we'll show them a comparison, you know. And so right now, a lot of the grants that we're doing require a research-based study to it. So I have to go out and find a group of control teachers who are willing to do all the same surveys, do all the same kind of data collection as the people who are actually getting the money and doing the programs and getting the free computers and everything. Because what we want to be able to say to Congress is, because you put this money into the program, these students have now scored 20% higher on their state assessments than those poor little kids who got nothing. So that is one of the things we've done. But Congress is still going to say to NSF, okay, you know, remember we've got to filter down. We've got Congress and NSF, and we've got these people, these elite few who got funded, who are going to want to come back and say, yes, we did make a difference. X% more are going into the field of STEM careers. You know, academic achievement was raised among that.
So does SAMPE make a recommendation?
We would say, now back to your original question, we will say that it strongly suggests that those students who had the advantage of that program did tend to enter more fields. And you know, I think some organizations are a little more persuasive than others, and obviously it is in our best interest to find you doing well and to report it doing well, because we're not the police. You know, we're not the people that are in inspect your kitchen. We are right there on the same page as you are, believing. Remember, SAMPE stands for SAMPE stands for
I know this.
Earl. SAMPE stands for Science and Math Program Improvement. Get it? This is an evaluation company within Western Michigan University saying Science and Math Program Improvement. So it's kind of like we're working together to make all kids be able to learn better. But we are going to show Congress that the money was well spent. Again,
which branch of Congress do you deal with?
They're all different. Sometimes it's the Department of Ed, sometimes the Department of Transportation. Do you know exactly which one it is, Doug, that's dealing with the NSF funding? It's probably Department of Ed, isn't it?
No, I do not know.
Sometimes it's Commerce, sometimes it's, you know, I'm working on a safety grant as well, making schools safer so that we don't have a Virginia Tech event kind of thing. And some of those come out of different branches of the government. Okay. Again, they want those two things to happen. They want this project to be able to be, you know, if it works here in Houghton and in Georgia and in Puerto Rico, it'll work in LA, and it'll work in New York City, and it'll work in Guatemala and in Sweden. And I'm really interested in the global. I mean, we are no longer, you know, the United States. We are so global, and it's so exciting that we are branching out.
We have a little lobby going because we're downtown Atlanta, which is right next to the Gold Dome, which is where the governor and the Senate, state Senate, and the state representatives hang out. And we're very close to our federal senators as well. But we have been bugging them about the relationship of this type of activities, especially FIRST Robotics. It's a relationship to economic development. There's a clear connection already established because FIRST has been has a 20-year track record. But how should we just keep this on the QT and just do our evaluations and make sure you get it, you route it through your programs, or could you help us with our things that we do with and the school board too, the Atlanta and the Georgia school board, the different agencies? But I mean, how should we flow information about that, or just kind of?
I think that's a talking point that we'd have to sit down and look at what should be shared, at what time should it be shared, because we have certain obligations to confidentiality to a lot of different groups, and we for instance, the work we're doing with JPL right now, there are kind of people on the perimeter who will call and say, so what did you find out from your thing? And we'll say, if you want that information, you have to go to the group that has hired us, and we share the information with them. If they want to share it with you, fine, but we don't, we don't want to breach any of those kinds of things. And so,